Hi everybody, Paul Haywood here. It's a quick video to show you how to growl on the saxophone. So, how to growl on the saxophone? It's something that I get asked in my private lessons fairly often, and I've had a couple of requests online here to talk about how to do it as well. The basic idea of how to growl is pretty easy. You've got to play a note on the saxophone and sing a note with your vocal cords at the same time. Now, that doesn't always equate to it being easy to do in practice. Some people get it really quickly, other people have to practice a long time, making all kinds of interesting noises as they go. And the reason for that is that we use a different amount of airflow for playing the saxophone than we do for singing a note. So you might be singing a note and then you go to play the saxophone and your vocal cords disengage. Or you're playing the saxophone and you try and sing a note at the same time and it feels very unnatural and it's very difficult to engage the vocal cords because it just feels there's not the right amount of airflow. So it can take quite a lot of practice to get it. Now, the best two ways of trying to get this to happen is to do one thing and then try and introduce the other. So we'll start with playing the saxophone and then trying to engage the vocal cords. Okay, so let's take middle D. So 3 fingers left hand, 3 fingers right hand, and the octave key to get our middle D. Right, so there's a nice clean note. Now I'm going to play that note and I'm going to try and engage my vocal cords and sing a note. Not the same note you're playing, just by the way, and we'll get into that in a minute. So any note that feels natural, just in your natural range, you don't need to sing anything particular or special, just try and get them to make some sort of noise. So, middle D. So I'm just basically blowing and then trying to make a noise like that. Okay. Now the other way would be to try and get the tone going first and then to blow the saxophone. Now remember, we are needing more air to blow the saxophone than we are to sing. So instead of just singing a nice note, you're going to have to push more air through that note. So get used to doing that before you start introducing the saxophone. So, and you have to push more air through. Feels strange. Your vocal cords want to disconnect, but you have to keep them there. And it's just practice to do it. So we'll do that down the saxophone. I'm not going to play a note yet. Doesn't that sound beautiful? But we're singing a note and we're trying to push more air through. Now I'm going to use my embouchure to try and engage the reed as we do it. All the time increasing the airflow until the reed vibrates. Okay? Let's do that again. I'm going to go... We've got a growling note. So pick different notes to try it with. Pick different notes to sing, different pitches. I find that the best one when you're getting started is just the most relaxed note you can sing. So literally the note that your pitch goes to. You're not trying to sing some beautiful thing here. You just got to make a noise with your vocal cords. Is pretty sort of roughly where it sits for me to sing naturally, so that's generally where I move around from. You don't have to hold that same pitch. Likewise, you don't have to follow the notes you're playing on the saxophone in parallel. There are some, really amazing exponents of growling on the sax, and there's, methods where you can learn to sing in harmonies and get a very particular sounding growl. I tend to just let my voice move around naturally to where it feels comfortable, and I seem to get some fairly good results. One really important thing you do have to remember, though, is that there is one note that you can't sing whilst you're playing saxophone if you want to get a growl to come out. And that's basically the same note as you're playing on the sax. If you sing the same note as you play on the sax, then it won't growl. Now, the reason we get a growl is because you've got the tone you're playing on the saxophone, and then you introduce another tone from your voice, which creates an oscillation of that wave that's coming from the saxophone. And if you sing the same note, then you don't get that oscillation, and they basically just cancel each other out, and you just get a horrible noise, basically, with no added interest, no added sounds. So I'll see if I can demonstrate that to you quickly, because it's important that you avoid that, because some people will try and learn to do this while singing the same pitch as they're playing on the saxophone and be wondering why it's not working. So let's move up slightly. I'm going to go, well, we'll stay on that D in the middle. Okay, so that's the D. So if I sing that note, doesn't work, does it? So if I lower that pitch, beautiful singing there. As I say, slightly different singing than singing in real life, because you're working with a different amount of air. So don't expect to have a beautiful singing tone whilst you're trying to do this particular type of singing down the instrument. So there, I'm singing, I think, an octave. See, that's cancelling it out as well. So you need to avoid the octaves of it as well. So you just don't provide enough change of note to oscillate the waveform and make it growly. Anyway, so hopefully that's given you a bit of an insight into how to do it. Sing a note, keep the vocal cords engaged, and get the instrument, get the reed vibrating, or play the note, then try and engage the vocal cords. It can take a long time to get it to do it because it feels unnatural, but keep working at it and you'll get it. So thank you very much for watching. We've got lots more videos coming up. I'm going to look at how to bend notes, how to do vibrato properly, and how to play either a vintage style vibrato or a more modern style. That's coming up really soon, and we've got loads of I've got a big series of how to improvise planned as well. It's taken me a while to get it ready because I need I've been getting all the backing tracks and just planning out how to do it properly so you guys get the most from it. But lots coming. So if this has been useful, remember to hit like and subscribe so you can catch those future videos. Any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and I will do my very best to get back to you. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.